Thank you. I thank the chairman, and I appreciate what we're doing here today. This is important, I think, for the American people to understand the critical role that Congress plays here in providing transparency and openness and helping corporate America do what they do best, and that is generate and grow our economy. But I rise in opposition to my friend, the gentleman from Georgia's amendment, and I do so because it's interesting. There seems to be a doublespeak, Mr. Chairman, coming from the other side of the aisle. On one hand, they say that there's too much government involvement, and yet, at the same time, their amendment would add another layer of government involvement, a further study that would slow this whole process down. I don't understand what's wrong with transparency. Transparency in our markets is what makes our markets so attractive to investors who want to know what's going on within that publicly traded company. This amendment would, in effect, it would make the effective date of the bill conditional on the SEC's performance of a study to determine the effect of shareholder vote requirements on the ability of issuers to recruit and retain executives. The bill would not take effect if the SEC finds the vote would, and I quote, significantly hinder issuers' recruitment and retention of executives. In effect, this is a way to kill the bill without voting against the bill. It will permit the SEC and the business executives to effectively veto the Congress with a study. This amendment would make, I will not yield, I only have less than 5 minutes now, I have a lot to say. The amendment would and if there's time, I will yield to the gentleman from Georgia. The amendment would make non-binding shareholders' votes on compensation subject to an SEC study and the SEC's finding. And I should just remind our friends on the other side that Congress does not generally make laws that apply only if agency findings. I'd also note for the record that this amendment was defeated in the committee on a vote of 27 yeas to 32 nays with one present. Therefore, a vote against this amendment. And again, I just want to come back to what I talked about before, and it relates as well to the Putnam Amendment. And that is, what is wrong with transparency? What is wrong with those individuals, mom and pops, moms who are soccer field moms, understanding what their investment is doing, how their investment dollars are being spent? You know, if the other side of the aisle wants to continue to ally themselves with the Bob Nardellis and the Ken Lays of the world over Joe and Mary's six-pack, so be it. But I would just point out that I think that the American stock owners would like to know what is happening in corporate America. I wonder how many stockholders in America in GE understood that when Jack Welch retired as a CEO, what that package actually entailed. GEO shareholders would provide him, and I quote, with a lifetime access to company facilities and services comparable to those which are currently made available to him by the company. That, and I quote again, that they are unconditional and irrevocable. And don't forget about the use of an $80,000 per month Manhattan apartment owned by the company, AKA the shareholders. I wonder how many of the shareholders know that they are supplying a rent-free apartment for Jack Welch in Manhattan. Courtside seats at the New York Knicks and US Open. Seats at Wimbledon. Box seats, and Mr. Frank, I hope you forgive me, at the Red Sox-Yankees baseball game. Country club fees. Who paid for all this and who continues to pay for this? The shareholders, who are the individual citizens, pension funds, 401ks. We, the people who invest in these public corporations, are the ones who pay for all this. Is it right that we pay for this and have no ability to learn about it or no ability to really hold these public corporations accountable? I don't think so. The other side of the aisle seems to think that's okay, and that's how corporate America should conduct itself. I believe that shareholders have the right to know what the full compensation packages are, the total compensation packages of the employees running the shareholder companies. And it goes back to Mr. Putnam's amendment again. What we need to oppose is this amendment as well as the Putnam Amendment, because it injects the government too far into the boardrooms creates new hassles for corporate America, and it disrespects and ignores the owners of shareholders, the constituency
Gentleman's
of
time
those
has
executives,
expired.
as well as our constituents that we represent. So I oppose this and the Putman Amendment, and I yield back the rest of my time.